Hey everybody, ronarray here, and in this league, Normal Maven holds one of the most expensive rewards in the current game. Awakened multi-strike that cost 190 divines, and Awakened spell Echo, which cost about 50. So today I decided to test 100 Mavens in a row to see how profitable it is, and is it great or bad? Since it's a normal version, the fight should be pretty easy, but let's see how long memory games will make it. In this video I will showcase a detailed breakdown of loot received and time spent, together with my thoughts and rating, using timestamps as usual for particular topics, and let me know in the comments if there's mechanics that you want me to test. So to enter the fight we will need 1 Maven Reeds that is created from 10 Crescent Splinters. To fight 100 Maven I bought about 100 Maven Reeds. The average price of 1 Maven Reed is about 0.5 divines, which usually you can get like 2 entrances per 1 divine. I paid about 50 divines for 100 entrances here, so let's keep that cost in mind when we will check profitability. So what normal Maven can even drop? The most common item is Legacy of Fury, and that's just the boots, and they're not that popular, however for some builds that could be useful. We also have 16% chance for all belts such as Graven, Secret, Anguish and Olesya's Delight. We also will have about 6% chance for Doppelganger Guise, which is a pretty nice body armor, and less than 1% chance for Echoforge, so we will see if we will drop at least one. On top of that, we are also receiving Orb of Conflict with about 35% chance, approximately, and 25% chance for any random Awakener support gem. Based on the whole set of support gems, chance to drop Awakened multi-strike support should be between 0.2 to 0.5. So well, we will have some chances for it, but I generally don't expect it. Let's see how it will go. Talking about the timer, one fight with memory games, even if you can skip one, so we'll do only 2 memory games, will take about a little less than 3 minutes, so something between 2.5 and 3. So 100 runs took me about 5 hours to complete, which is a pretty significant time investment, considering the fight is a little dragging at some moments. Let's go and see how much loot I dropped in the process. So the first and the most common loot that we received is Legacy of Fury Virem Scale boots. I dropped about 38 of them, and those boots are very cheap, so each cost about 5 chaoses. There's not a single perfect one that could have a little better price, so the best that I received is like 48% increased effect of Scourge. Generally, considering we drop like 38, it can give us about 190 chaoses or roughly 1 divine. So we can just keep it in mind for like 1 divine per all the boots, or just corrupt them. So talking about our loots, during our run we received about 15 Olesya's Delight belts, and on average they cost about 11 chaoses approximately, non-corrupted version. So 165 chaoses per all Olesya's Delights. We also received about 18 Graven Secret belts. Those cost about 14 chaoses, so 250 or something like that on average. Most of them received like pretty alright rolls, around 50 lightning resistance. And we also received 24 Ernst Anguish close belts. Those are the most expensive ones, and I think it's been pretty lucky considering the chances are pretty much the same. So 24 Anguish, Ernst Anguish will cost about 40 chaoses per each, and around 950-960 chaoses per all of them. So with all combination of chaoses, we received about 8 divines just on the belts, which is a not bad option. It is also possible to corrupt them, and if we will get lucky, we will receive more profit. But right now I will just count them like 8 divines approximately, even without the corruption. So the next part of the loot is Doppelganger Guise. I received only 5 of those, which is not that good, and most of them rolled with not a perfect amount of stats, so less physical and chaos damage taken is not perfect. That way they cost 20 chaoses per bad rolled ones, so 3 of them cost nothing. And 1 of them rolled perfect, which is pretty lucky, but it still cost about 2 divines. And 1 of them rolled around 39%, which cost 1 more divine. So in general, we received like 3.5 divines on Doppelgangers, which I consider a pretty lucky result, to be honest. So right now let's talk about the main part of our farming here, and it's pretty much Awakened Gems. So generally I received 3 Awakened Vicious Projectiles, all like 15 Chaoses, and a little set for 15 Chaoses here too, so Awakened Added Lightning Damage, Awakened Control Destruction, Awakened Added Chaos, and Awakened Cold Penetration. I also received about 3 Awakened Brutality supports. All of them cost about, I would say, 50 Chaoses, so overall it should cost about 1 divine per all of them. Awakened Added Cold Damage is very common to drop as well, and I dropped 3 of those. They cost about 25, so nothing really big. Awakened Light Penetration dropped as well, it cost about 52, so 100 more. And Awakened Minion Damage Support, which cost about 30 as well. Awakened Melee Splash is not that popular, so only 15 Chaoses. And Awakened Castle Channeling of 30, so all of that part is pretty much cost Chaoses. In general, I would say it's about 3 divines approximately, if I will sell all of them. Moving forward, Awakened Swift Affliction right now costs 60 Chaoses, which is not bad. But Awakened Void Manipulation costs around 1 divine, which is very good. It moves us to 4 divines in total. Awakened Chain Support costs about 1 divine as well, so that's about 5 divines in general. I also received Awakened Increased Area of Effect for 4 divines. So in general we will have about 10 divines in Awakened Gems right here. And the last part, I dropped Awakened Multi-Strike support. Even considering the low chances, it dropped around 48 run. So I think it's a very lucky drop, and I wouldn't expect it, to be honest. But it costs about 180, 190 divines, and that's a huge drop, which pretty much saving the strategy. However, I will calculate profitability both with Awakened Multi-Strike and without Awakened Multi-Strike. So even if I got lucky, I want to showcase how profitable the strategy would be without that big drop. So from the rest of Awakened Gems, we received about 10 divines in total. Moving forward, I also dropped about 31 Orb of Conflict, which will lead us to about 21 divine in profit based on Orb of Conflict, because it's dropping very often from Maven. I think it's the most saving part because it gives us back almost half of the general price, so 21 divine out of 50 divines that we paid for entrances. And I think Orb of Conflict are pretty much essential part here to feel a little better. And the last part is pretty much Echoforge. So as you probably can notice, not a single Echoforge dropped during my runs. I think with such amount of chance that we have right now, you will need at least 200 or maybe even 300 runs to drop Echoforge, like approximately consistently. And I honestly wouldn't expect it in many cases based on what we currently can see. So talking about loot summary for everything. We received about 1 divine from boots, which is pretty nice. And about 8 divines per belt, which is very nice as well. We can also corrupt them and maybe receive like 1 or 2 more, but that's pretty much it. About 10 divines in general from basic gems without Awakened Multi-Strike, and 21 divine from currency. We also received about 3 divines from body armors, mostly Doppelgangers, and overall we received about 43 divines after 5 hours of farming. So I would say that I lost about 7 divines based on that calculation, and I also lost 5 hours of farming too. So on average I've been losing almost 1 divine per hour, even a little more than that. And I would say that such farming is definitely not working if you're not hitting a lucky drop, and the chance for it is not that big. So if we will count in Awakened Multi-Strike, which costs 180 or 190 divines, it will save the day. But without it, I received 43 divines on average, and I spent 50 and 5 hours on my time. So it's definitely not the best way of farming right now. Talking about greater bait scale, I would move Maven much closer to the bait, and if you will not hit that big drop such as Awakened Multi-Strike or anything else, you're probably going to lose currency. And it's definitely a very risky gamble, because chance for Awakened Multi-Strike is not that high. So right now I can't recommend such farming to anybody, because losing divines for a huge period of time is definitely not what feels good. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. That's been my summary of 100 Maven runs, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe for more RPG content, and see you next time. ronarray out.